and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since, and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Film My Run on Zwift. My name is Stephen Cousins and we are broadcasting live on Facebook and on YouTube. While we're getting everything ready, it would be absolutely awesome if you could go and subscribe to the Film My Run YouTube channel and also the Zwift Live YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/filmmyrun and also Twitter at filmmyrun, and the website is www.filmmyrun.com. It's very nearly time, so sit back, relax, don't forget to drop me a ride on and watch me do all the hard work. Just realised I haven't set up Facebook chat just in case somebody wanted to join us from Facebook chat. Good evening. Welcome along to Film My Run and the Zwift Run channel for the ZLDR Recovery Hour. We are about to start. Victoria's joining me again today, so that's nice. And yeah, 30 seconds. Now, there was something else I was going to do. Oh yeah, get my chat on my phone. Right, my phone for Zwift Companion app is not working, so I'm on this phone, unfortunately. Oh, you can't see because you're looking at Victoria. But anyway. Right, I'm going to go at 10 kph. If anybody wants to join me at that speed. I'll go at 10 kph. No, not at the moment. Right, we've got the door closed because it is really cold in here. It's 8 degrees in here at the moment. Welcome along, everybody. Hello, Tina. Hello, Clive, who are currently on the chat in YouTube. If anybody else wants to join us on chat in YouTube, you're more than welcome. We've got Tina is in the run. Who else is in the run there? McNally's in there. Oh gosh, there's loads of names I kind of half recognise. Anyway, we're off. 1 hour of generally fairly easy running. So we'll see how we go. Just trying to get Victoria back into the swing of things, get her legs moving, hip repaired. Tina says she's going to plod at 9 kph. Victoria says if she'd known that, she would have stuck with you, Tina. You still can drop back, can't you? You can still drop back. Look, you can see me in the reflection. Hello. So we're obviously running in Watopia. Tina says, wait for me. Oh, no music. Really? No, we've got music. It's just quiet at the moment. I can turn it up for you. There we go. I can hear it now as well. Clive says it looks like a silent disco. Well, it's a silent disco for Victoria, but not for me because I've got the music in my headphones. Hello, Yoko. Yoko says hello to Victoria. Don't know if Yoko's actually in the run today. Tina says loving the hair, Victoria. Oh yeah, Victoria's had her haircut. I don't know if anybody noticed that the other night. I noticed it as soon as she had it done. Not. Have you? Right, so Victoria can't have a proper ponytail at the moment because she's had her haircut so short at the front that it won't pull back at the side, that it won't pull back to tie in a ponytail in a normal ponytail. So it's getting on her nerves. So she's had to tie her hair in little side pigtails. Right, so yeah, the door is closed at the moment just to generate a bit of warmth in here. And then when we get a bit hot, we'll open the doors so we can have a little bit of fresh air coming in. Stop the windows getting steamed up too much. Has anybody taken part in the Zwift Running League at all? Because I didn't even realise that they started it. And they're now on, I think they're on week 3 already. So they must nearly be finished it. Has anybody taken part in the Zwift Running League this season? Oh, top-down view's a bit skew-if. Top-down view looks a bit skew-if, but nice and colourful. I do keep knocking that camera above my head. Try and turn my phone on again. doesn't seem to want to turn on. It's much easier to see things on the phone that I've got here rather than keep getting my normal phone into my hand. Coming up to 1 kilometre. We are a tenth of the way through, if we stay at this pace, a tenth of the way through our run. Tina says we're almost as light fantastic as she is now. Yeah, Tina has coloured lights in her room, as does Amy Green. We have had these for a while, but I don't use them very often. So I just thought tonight, for a change things up a bit, we'd put the bouncy coloured lights on. Victoria is not a fan. If Victoria gets a migraine, we'll have to turn these off because she's not keen on them. But I've convinced her to just give it a go for a minute or two and see how it goes. It was nearly a domestic, but I think we just scraped through. No, apparently I was unaware of this. Apparently there was a domestic. A domestic did happen. So she's reluctantly having the lights on, partly because it's a bit of a nightmare for me to turn them off now. But anyway, if she tells me she's got a headache, I will turn them off. Clive says is that Clive or Tina? I think it's Clive. Says it's time to remove the jumper. Yeah, Victoria's taken her jumper off already. Yeah, my hands are cold as well. Right, a lot of you will remember many months ago now, some of you will remember, many months ago, Victoria fell over during a race and broke her finger, which allowed her to do this on a number of occasions, usually directed in my direction. And she's just been to the hospital today. This is nearly eight months after it was done, and it's still not properly healed. And the person who dealt with Victoria said it could quite often take a year before it will heal up. So there we are. Right, Jarrett is with us. Jarrett is leading the run. And he says hello to everyone. Jarrett is the guy with the yellow beacon and the one whose messages are are flashing up at the front of the screen. And he says, sorry, I'm late. Really? But you must have been to loads of concerts where there are flashing lights and you've never had a problem. Shit, because all rock concerts have flashing lights. I've just said hello, Janet, because whenever I do voice to text and say hello, Jarrett, it changes it to Janet. But Tina's just said, don't you start, Kate. Because that became my nickname for one race, for one event. Yeah. Blimey. Well, you learn something every day about your wife, don't you? I thought, being a rock chick, my wife would be perfectly happy with flashing lights, but oh no. No. It'll send her into spasms, apparently. 1 mile done of the ZLDR recovery hour. 10 minutes gone. And we're jogging along quite nicely through the old roads of Watopia. And I'm going to open the doors because we are now getting steam condensation building up on the inside. So bear with me 1 second. We are having a nice, relaxed, easy run. Jarrett, full stop. Come on, catch us up. How come Tina knows literally everyone? Question mark. Oh yeah, because she's here most days is what she says. And by the way, I've put the stream on ultra low latency today, so maybe it should be almost instant. I don't know how we work that out. Because I'm so friendly, she says. Yeah. Actually, I could test it on my phone. No, I can just easily load. I can load YouTube on my phone, can't I? See how quick it is to respond. So if I say something into the mic, how quickly before it comes through? Yeah. Oh, it's literally instant. It's like 2 seconds. Yeah. Tina says hardly any delay. Yeah, I've just tested it on my phone. It's pretty quick. Right, 47 minutes to go of our hour. So coming up to a quarter of the way through. Apologies for not being at Bag That Badge yesterday, and thank you very much to Clive Finnemore for running that session for us. We, you may have seen by our little pictures that we put online, we had a great time up in London. The kids absolutely loved watching Frozen, the musical, at the theatre, because they've never really been to anything like that before. So yeah, they were pretty pleased with that. So it was a good night. Yeah, but very tiring. We got home at about midnight last night. But I did do a fast 1 mile run at around midnight last night. When we got back to the train station at Worthing, we had to wait 25 minutes for a train to take us back to our local railway station at East Worthing. But it's only about a mile away. So I decided to run home, virtually home, get the car and come back and collect the family. So yeah, I had a mad late run, Tina, yeah. 1 mile as fast as I could to get back to go and collect the car. Yeah, and I was I was chaperoned by a drunk man on a bike who caught up to me from behind and then cycled with me as I ran for about half a mile, just saying drunkenly, "Go on, mate, keep going, go on, doing great, keep going." Yeah, so that was amusing. 2.5k done. Clive says, just in case anyone's wondering what my random questions and answers are about, I think he's probably about to plug the live stream. Right, oh, I see. Okay, Clive thought I'd had restless legs and had gone for a late night run. No, I went to get the car. That's how late home we were from the theatre. I've never run so fast in jeans and a warm coat. With no warm-up either. Yeah. On another subject, has anybody ever run with spikes on a track or for cross-country? Like proper running spikes? Yeah, Clive says if a policeman had seen you, he may have run after you running down the street in civvy clothes. Yeah, you're quite right. Yeah, I did think about that actually. It does look like I'm running from the scene of a crime. And Tina says, us girls can't be that spontaneous because we need to be wearing a sports bra. I thought sporty women constantly wore sports bras anyway. That was, they only just normally dress in a sports bra. Active gear, yeah. Active wear. Has anyone seen that YouTube video song called Active Wear? It's quite old now, it's about 3 or 4 years old. But it's quite funny. Yeah, Clive says Lucy does own some sports bras, but actually hates any type of sport. Fair enough. At least she's prepared just in case one day she suddenly does like sport. Yeah, like the Beachy Head 10k that she's going to do next year, Clive. Right, I did ask, has anyone ever worn running spikes? So on the track or for cross country? Hello, Darren. Darren Vandit is in the chat. Hello, Darren. Yeah, Darren's bound to have worn spikes. See, we're quite new to spikes. I don't consider myself a track runner, and the only time I really run on a track is for training. I've very rarely done any races on a track, so I've never purchased any running spikes. And if I ever do cross-country, I usually just wear my trail shoes. But because Ellis and Elsa have recently got into athletics, running on the track and field events, we've had to buy them some spikes. My God, they're lethal. A brand new set of spikes for cross-country are really long. We've got like 9mm spikes. 12mm spikes, sorry. 12mm spikes. And they are sharp at the end. Really sharp. And there's 12 of them in a shoe. No, 6 of them in a shoe. I mean, if you stood on somebody's foot with those on, that would be absolutely excruciating. And Ellis had a bit of a cut from some the other day when a boy didn't realise how sharp they were and put his foot up against Ellis's leg and scratched all down his leg. Yeah, so 6 or 7mm on a track. I mean, I don't know the rules, but we've been told by our coach that 12 mil for cross country is allowed. Well, as far as I'm aware, 12 mil is allowed. Darren did the Bambino Fondo race today. Legs are smashed, he says. Well done, Darren. Good job. Good work. How are you feeling, by the way? Right, Jarrett says, who's ready for some jokes to pass the time?
Hello, Darren. Good to see that you're back racing. I guess you're now fully over your injury? Or hoping.
Yeah, I think Darren's just getting back to some more serious running now. Right, and as well as racing today, tomorrow he's got 10k on the road. Good job, Darren. We have possibly got cross country tomorrow. I don't know. I haven't actually entered. Ellis has got cross country tomorrow. I might do cross country tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. But I'm now thinking I probably need some spikes. Get myself some spikes, might do better. Right, how many spiders does it take to create an app? Clive says he's forgotten to start his watch. No, I started my watch, I'm alright. Non-spiders don't make apps, they're web developers. Oh dear. Right, so Jarrett is starting with the worst jokes first. Garrett, these can only get better. So have you got anything specific lined up for next year, Darren? Any big races or goals for next year? Jarrett has promised that he is saving the best jokes till last because it makes some people stay for the full hour just to hear the good jokes at the end. Provided you don't scare people off with the bad jokes first. Darren, threshold run in 2 weeks? Yes, I think so, yeah. Alright, so Darren, one goal for next year is a sub 1:15 half marathon. Jarrett's joke, my wife said to me, why don't you write a book instead of your dumb wordplay jokes? I thought, that's a novel idea. Yeah, that's still pretty bad, Jarrett. So yeah, Darren, up for a 1:15 half marathon next year. That'd be awesome. And Darren would actually, he did say he would like to do a marathon on Zwift at some point, so that'd be good. We can join him for that. Darren, were you thinking that you might come to Paris in April? Darren says my heart rate's been improving of late. Yeah, it is getting there now. Well, I say getting there. It's better than it was. So we'll start to bring it down over the next few weeks, even more, hopefully. Okay. December 17th, right, yeah. Clive has got a Zwift marathon on December the 17th. with the MHG Club, so we could join live for that one. Okay, that'd be awesome to see you in Paris, Darren. And if anybody else would like to come and join us in Paris, just as we did last year, we are this year, next year we are organising another Zwift meetup. So if you're keen to meet up with some of the people that you run with on Zwift, and you'd like to come and run a marathon in Paris in 2023, there are still plenty of places available. Just log in to the Paris Marathon website and sign up. Come to Paris and we'll get together the day before, have a meal, and then some of us will run the marathon together or do it at your own pace, and then we'll all meet up at the end and we'll have a meal in the evening after the marathon. Hello, Leaf on GTR. I sit here eating chips. Probably I need to go outside tomorrow. There are two problems. It's minus 10 degrees and dark by 3 p.m. And that's why you need to come and run on Zwift. And Darren is going to do 30k on Sunday at 4:30 per kilometre. That's a bit quick. Nice one, Darren. I don't think I'll be joining you for that. Right, Jarrett says he has quiz questions for us today. Yeah, don't do a marathon on the track, Darren. I don't really know. I've run a marathon in the jungle. That was quite good. And we've run a marathon in Neokyo as well, or like in Makuri Islands. I think we've run a marathon. That was quite good as well. I mean, anywhere, because you're going to cover so much ground. You're going to have good views on quite a lot of the routes. I probably wouldn't do a marathon in Richmond, but don't let Marcus hear me say that. Jared says, is anyone racing this weekend? Well, like I say, I might have a cross-country race tomorrow if I can get my act together to sign up and go and do it. Yeah, we very rarely, Darren says, I've noticed we never manage to do long runs together at the weekend. Yeah, we rarely, I don't often run on Zwift at the weekend. So it'd have to be something specific, like if there was a marathon. Sometimes I run a marathon on Zwift at the weekends, but very rarely. So I generally run Monday to Friday. I usually have the weekends off, or I run outside at the weekends, or I'm racing, of course. But we can arrange something, of course. Yeah, we'll probably be doing Paris Marathon long run training on a Saturday from January. Anyway, we're coming up to halfway now. Oh, Tina's going to do Bridport Park Run for a change. I've never done Bridport Park Run. We should do that one, Victoria. Oh yeah, and Clive is suggesting an England football watch-along run on Sunday, which we could do. So yeah, we could run on Sunday when the England match is on. England against Senegal in the last 16 of the World Cup. Tina, can you explain to Victoria and me whereabouts in Bridport is the Bridport Park Run? Because I can't think of any parks where it would be. Or yeah, we could just look at your map tomorrow and then obviously we'd know. Right, we are over halfway for the ZLDR recovery hour. 5k done, 5k to go. 3 laps of St Mary's Park. Do you know where that is?
Tina, I've not heard of St Mary's Park. Is that next to St Mary's School?
Right, Leafon is back on. He says, as well as not wanting to run outside because it's cold and dark, he says, also, I have no money to buy a treadmill. Cheapest one will take a month's salary. Wow, yeah. Mind you, Zwift is free. You don't have to pay for Zwift to run on it. Well, good luck, Lee. Maybe somebody will be kind to you at Christmas and give you some money towards a treadmill. You can often buy a second-hand treadmill. I mean, my first ever treadmill cost me less than 100 UK pounds, which is what, about $150 US. So, you can get, I mean, any treadmill. You can use any treadmill for Zwift, as long as you have a foot pod or something to transmit some speed to Zwift. So you can use any treadmill. Clive sold his motorbike to pay some money towards his treadmill. You know where that is? Right, so Victoria does now know where that is, Tina. The back of Palmer's Brewery. Park in Morrison's. Okay, I know where Morrison's is. Yeah, we know where that is then. Well, maybe we'll come down and do that one day. We could meet you there one Saturday. I am, although I'm not doing parkrun tomorrow, I am very near. I say very near. I'm 15 weeks of parkruns away from 200 parkruns. So I've decided I am going to make a concerted effort to get to a parkrun a week, if I can, to get my 200th parkrun done in the next few months. In the next 4 months, 4 or 5 months, it'll take me, won't it, to do 15 parkruns. So fingers crossed I can do that. Darren is 30 kilometres away from hitting 5,000 kilometres on Zwift. Nice one, Darren. Is that why you're doing your 30k run on Sunday, Darren? That's awesome. I can't remember what I am. I think I'm now over 10,000, am I? Let me look up mine. Oh, hang on. No, not Apple TV. That's Victoria, by the way. That's Apple TV. We're on you there. Log stats. Here we go. Right, you can read out what distance I'm on, Victoria. Oh, hang on. It'll tell you in a minute. Watch. It'll slide in how many miles I've done or how many kilometres I've done. There you go. 10,122. Okay, 10,122 kilometres on Zwift for me. And 530 metres, but we can add 10 kilometres to that tonight. What's that? Right, Tina is on 4,569. Well done, Tina. I don't know what Victoria's is. No, you're more than 1,000. I don't know what you are, but you're more than 1,000. I think we can. I'm not sure how we look at Victoria's. Oh, nice one. Right, Darren has managed to get aircon in his room, so he can now run on Zwift in the summer, which is awesome. Yeah, we find we get very hot when we run on Zwift in the summer. Right, Victoria, have a guess how many kilometres you've run on Zwift.
I guessed 1,000, but I don't know. You said more.
So Victoria is on 2,249 kilometres, so another 10 to add to that. So 2,260 nearly kilometres on Zwift for Victoria. That's pretty good. Darren guessed 1,650. So yeah, just under, a little bit more than that. Yeah, 2,260 kilometres for Victoria. What did the elephant say to the naked man is Jarrett's latest joke that I've managed to just catch. What did the elephant say to the naked man? How do you breathe through that little thing? Oh, I see. Very good. That's actually not too bad. Victoria says that was terrible, but I think they are slightly improving, Jarrett. The lack of walking, you explain.
Letheon says, can knees pain due to lack of walking? In my opinion, yes. People may disagree with me.
Why?
Well, I have had years of knee pain. I've gone through major knee operations, and the more I run and walk, the better my knees are. I definitely think that exercise strengthens them and are good for just general health of the knee. I know that some people then wear their knees out, but that's another issue.
Yeah, so strengthening your tendons and your muscles that support your knee joints can only help. So walking will absolutely help, and running, because the more exercise you do, the more you use the muscles in your glute and your legs, the more your knees will have to deal with less impact and less stress, because your muscles are absorbing that impact because they're strong enough to do so. If you have weak muscles, they're not shock absorbing, and so your knees and the cartilage and the bone is taking the brunt of that shock, which is going to damage your knees. So that's why walking is going to help with should help with knee pain, or should help improve the strength in your knees. But yes, you also need to make sure that you're wearing decent footwear. We wear some insoles called Enitols, which also are good shock absorbers. Leifon said, yeah, absolutely, you can walk on Zwift instead of running. Yes, of course. And many people do. So that we have many run-walking groups on Zwift. So you do a little bit of running and then some walking. Many people just run really slowly or just walk, and it's absolutely fine. There are no, there's nothing exclusive or yeah, it's fully inclusive. There's nothing to say that you cannot walk on Zwift, and nobody's gonna mock you or tell you you're doing it wrong.
Darren sends his regards to all ZLDRs?
I'm guessing the Rolling Stones, Jarrett. Jarrett's asking a question: which band none of the members could read or write music? And he gave the Rolling Stones. It's not the Beatles. The answer is not the Beatles, because Paul McCartney could read and write music. Not true. Paul McCartney could read music very well. Paul McCartney was in the church choir, and he could read music very well. Darren says he's thinking of creating a Zwift Running League for 2023. You better call it something other than the Zwift Running League, though, because there is already a Zwift Running League. Yeah, that's right. The band had previously been called the Silver Beatles and the Quarrymen before that, correct? Yes. Yes, Leaf on Zwift is free to run and walk on Zwift, yes. You don't have to pay, you only have to pay to ride on the bike, yes, that's correct. Well, it's not really... There's always bugs. Right, we're 7k and we've got less than 3 kilometers to go. 17 minutes of running left on Zwift, on the Zwift Run channel for the ZLDR recovery hour. Oh, we've got Audrey with us. Yeah, B. Audrey. Clive says we're currently running with a green lady. One of the pacer bots. Oh, there she is in front of them. Sorry? Oh, I did, yeah. So if anybody doesn't know, the green lady is a bot, a pacing bot that you can run with if you've got nobody else to run with. I think the idea originally with pace bots was that lots of people would join the pace bot and then it would become a running group. But it doesn't really seem to be happening. I think we see a lot of the pace bots just running on their own. I think people prefer to run with other real people from the outset. I know the idea is that you join the pace bot and other people join the pace bot as well. And so eventually the pace bot just becomes like a conduit for real people to join, and then you become a running club together, a group of runners all together. But it doesn't really seem to be working so much. Is winter air any good for health, says Leafon. Well, there was that film, wasn't there, about that guy, that Scottish, what is it when they throw tossing the caber? The guy who was in the Scottish Olympics, what they call the Scottish Olympics where they toss the caber, Highland Games. There's a film about a guy who was a weedy kid when he was little, and he wanted to become a caber tosser in the Highland Games in Scotland. And so he started this regime of, eating loads of food and training. And one of the other big things that he would do was, even in the winter, he would leave the window open because he heard the fresh air. It's a true story. and he said the fresh air was good for him. So, and Wim Hof would probably have you believe as well that the cold, fresh air is good for you. There we are. I ran home last night to get the car in the cold air, and I was coughing for about 3 hours afterwards, annoying Victoria while she was trying to get to sleep. Tina has just reminded me. She says, I see Chris is live streaming tomorrow. Yes. So, Run in the Park. Tomorrow evening, 7:15. Chris Beale joins us on the Zwift Run channel for the first time. So it'll be great to have him on board. Thanks to Chris for agreeing to do one session a week. Hopefully, we can keep this one session a week up. I think he's planning on running every Saturday. Run in the Park. So 5:15 p.m. So if you want to go and join Chris Beale, he will be live on the Zwift Run channel tomorrow, 5:15, and he will run in the park tomorrow. So that'd be awesome. So I'll pop in and say hi on the chat. So if you want to join me on the chat and give Chris some support tomorrow, that would be much appreciated. I'm sure he'll probably be a little bit nervous if it's his first time live streaming on the channel. Although he has done plenty of live streams before, so he knows what he's doing. So yeah, Clive and I are now joined by Chris Beale, and hopefully, maybe next Wednesday we've got Adam Holland as well. Right, Tina Beard says she's going to support Chris by almost definitely watching, but maybe even running as well. So thank you, Tina. If I am doing cross country tomorrow, I won't be around, but I will try and pop in on the chat. Yeah, I think, Darren, the problem is, like Victoria was talking about to me earlier, because Zwift running is not really supported very well through Zwift, and, you know, arguably people say it's still in beta. I mean, it's been in beta for 4 or 5 years now, so, you know, it is a product. It is a product that is live on Zwift. There are always going to be bugs that you have to change, so I don't like calling it beta, really, but anyway, there we are. It's not official. Well, it has officially been released. It was officially released in February 2018. Anyway, it's still free on Zwift, and it's not really supported. So that's why they're not really putting in a lot of effort to advertise things like pace bots and make them a big thing. Like, as you say, like they do in cycling. 11 minutes to go. Darren, we'd love to have you back streaming on Zwift. If you want to come and stream with us, I know we've had a conversation about it. It'd be awesome to have you on once a week on the channel here. And you can dual stream. You could stream on this channel and your channel if you want to set up that software. But it'd be great to have like a central hub where we have lots of live streamers, and if it does, you know, if it does kind of garner any attention, then, you know, we can make it a bit more of a kind of working group of people that contribute to this channel and benefit from the channel.
Leafians are asking how not to quit sports suddenly. It happens every time, everywhere in their life, not only with sport. It seems like I simply can't stick to anything. For me, I need to set myself a goal, whether that's to run every day in January, whether it's to run a 5k in a specific time, whether it's to run my furthest distance. I need to have a goal. Also, these social running events or even group workouts where I've got other people, it just helps motivate me.
So as well as, like Victoria said, having a goal to achieve, it's also about finding something that you love doing. So I like running, I enjoy running, something I love doing. So that makes me want to do it. And then you've put the goal on top of that, which inspires me and motivates me even more. But you've got to find what you love first, and it doesn't have to be running. You know, it could be any sport or anything at all. You just need to find that thing that makes you happy. Find that thing that satisfies you, that gives you contentment, that gives you joy. Because if you find something that you love, you will continue to do it. Music for a lot of people, playing an instrument, you know, or art, sport, and writing, anything that you love.
Sometimes I lack motivation to leave the house to go out for a run. But I know how good I will feel when I've finished. And I know how disappointed I will be in myself if I don't go out. So that's what then motivates me to get out and do it. So I really, really hope that helps you. But yes, find a goal and then just enjoy that satisfaction and that high of achieving a goal. But set yourself small, realistic goals and then just build on it.
Tina, who's Susie? I know I probably should know. Tina says, have I asked Susie about live streaming? She says she's streaming tomorrow. Which I'm sure I should know a Susie, but just remind me, Tina, who are we talking about? Right, 6 minutes to go. Oh, Susie from I Run Things, yeah. I mean, yeah, we could ask Susie, that would be great. She has her own channel on YouTube called I Run Things. There's a lot of interviews with people. I've been on her show before. Well, I'll ask her, Tina. But yeah, I don't know how keen she would be to run and live stream at the same time. We'll see. I'll ask her. So 9 kilometers done, 1 kilometer to go. Less than a kilometer to go. Heart rate looking good. We are down in zone 1, which is nice. Victoria's heart rate is 131, so she's happy with that. How's the hip? And Victoria says her hip is all right as well, so that's good. Because quite early into the film My Run 500 yesterday, Victoria was saying her hip was hurting, so yeah. Yeah, it's because I forced her to get on her toes. 5 minutes left, runners. Final stretch. Push through, says Jarrett. Thanks for leading, Jarrett. Right, Tina says she's running and Susie is running and streaming the ZLDR half marathon tomorrow. Okay, I'll tune into that and have a chat with her if I can do, given our schedule tomorrow. Paul Hayward says hello. Stephen and Victoria, hello Paul, hope you're well. Does Leafon need to find his hygge? Last night. 4 minutes to go.
Yes, having lots of interests that constantly battle for attention. Sports, volcanoes, pets, racing, wildlife, mechanical stuff, gardening. I can't pick one and go. Can you have like a semi-routine where you know in your brain what days of the week or what time of day you can do things?
Reminds me of Pride and Prejudice, the book by Jane Austen. And the sisters in the household would spend a certain amount of time doing a certain activity. And after 1 hour, when the clock struck the hour, whatever they were doing, they would put it down and start something else. So they might have 5, 6 different hobbies, but they would only allow a certain amount of time to do that hobby. And when the clock struck 1, that knitting would go down and the reading would start, or the piano would start. If you've never read Pride and Prejudice, go and read that. Tina Beard says, thanks everyone, see you soon. Yeah, well done everyone. Good work, 400 metres to go, just a couple of minutes left as we run under the palm trees in Watopia, under the statues of the runners. What a good place to finish. Clive says thank you for the live stream. Thank you, Clive. Thank you, Clive, for streaming Bag That Badge yesterday. So check out Susie from I Run Things on her channel doing live streaming the half marathon tomorrow, and if you can also check out this channel tomorrow for Chris Beale at 5:15 PM doing Run in the Park. So plenty of live running action from Zwift coming your way. And this has been the ZLDR Recovery Hour every Friday at 6:30 if you want to come and join us. We don't do every single one, but the event is on. We don't live stream every single one, but the event is on every Friday. And you don't have to be part of the ZLDR club to join it. You don't have to be part of any club, you just have to be running on Zwift. Right, so see you next time. Have a good weekend, everyone. So we'll see you around about somewhere tomorrow. And then I will be back on Monday evening. Oh no, I won't, will I? I'm not doing Monday evening anymore because I'm going to the track. So maybe Clive will be on Monday evening. We'll see. I don't know. I'm not pressuring anybody to. Run when they don't want to, or stream when they don't want to. But perhaps Clive will run tomorrow night. Monday night. And I'll be back for Film My Run 500 on Tuesday. And there we are. Yes. We are done. Thanks everyone, really enjoyed that. Take care. We are done. That is it for another week of running on Zwift. Yeah, like I say, so we will be continuing to broadcast on the Zwift Run channel tomorrow with Chris Beale, and possibly on Sunday with Clive, and Monday with Clive, if Clive is doing the community run. Right, Clive will be there on Monday. Clive and Sunday evening. Oh yes, I might be doing Sunday evening as well. Yes. So we might do a World Cup watch along tomorrow Sunday evening, 7 p.m. Sunday evening for the World Cup watch along. So I'll come and do that for at least the first half of the match, and then we'll be back with Clive on Monday evening for the community run, and then I will be back again on Tuesday morning to film my Run 500, and Tuesday evening for something else as yet undecided. Take care, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us. Victoria, do you have a headache? She's managed to survive the flashing lights, so we got through it. Brilliant. Okay, take care, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for all the chat. Some good chat tonight on the live stream. Thank you very much, everybody, and well done if you took part. And sorry, good luck. Yeah, good luck to Leafion. Thank you for your contribution this evening, my friend. Always nice to have new people on the chat. But always good to have the regulars as well. Thank you very much, everyone. We will see you on Sunday. Bye-bye.